Good morning, everyone. This is Sadi Phayet. Welcome to my channel. While you're here, please like, share, and subscribe to help me grow my channel and leave a comment to let me know what you think of my content, okay? Please remember that I have ebooks on Amazon under Sadi Phayet, ranging in price from $1.50 to $6.99. So check that out when you get a chance, and thank you in advance for your support. So, I love my creative business. I just have to say that I'm so grateful for the inspiration to do the things I'm doing right now. And I just want to inspire people to go for whatever vision you have for your life. I know these are difficult times. It seems like, even as we may be on the brink of an upward change, depending on how this election goes, we just never know. It's still precarious. It leaves an unsure feeling in our gut. So what I want to do before I read, I'm going to read some poetry. But what I'm going to do first, I'm going to pull a couple of cards just to talk about some inspiration, give some encouragement. So this is what's called, and you all know I have a tarot channel, so don't freak out. This is what's called the Shadows and Light Oracle deck. And then this deck that I'm also going to pull from is the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. Oracle cards are like really beautifully creative cards that have powerful messages. Okay? So I'm going to choose 2 cards from each deck and just see what comes out. Okay. The card that's at the bottom of the deck that I've already shown you is I Am Kali, from Death Comes Rebirth. And usually I think in voodoo or in, not voodoo, but, well, I think it may be in voodoo, but this is an Indian cultural card. The image of it is, and I believe Kali is the symbol of death, or like a spirit of death, but death in spiritual language or knowledge has to do with transformation. It has to do with great change taking place, needed change taking place, okay? So 2 cards came out. Then I'm going to pull 2 from my other deck, the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Whoa. Okay. And this is just going to be a quick message of encouragement. I love to encourage. I do. All right. So what was the bottom of the deck before? Shoot. Let me get a new card for the bottom of the deck because I don't know. Okay. Bottom of the deck for this Queen of the Moon Oracle is wisdom. There's so much wisdom in the world today, even if it's divine wisdom like scripture or historical wisdom, spiritual wisdom, as far as if you're on a path of enlightenment, which is a very Asian, even African type of teaching, because it has to do with being on a quest. You're on a quest for deeper connection with your creator. You're on a quest to understand what is the purpose of your life. Who are you really? Yeah. So the first card I have from the Shadows and Light, because you don't have life without having a shadow side. Okay. This is Death and the Maiden, Invasion, Boundaries Violated, and Dominance. And then this is Two Little Witches. I don't get into witchcraft, but these also look like twins. And this is magical, and they have a broom. magical space clearing time. So looking at this, to me, this shows there may be either a job that some people are on where they are being, their boundaries are being violated, like they're being very treated very badly. Maybe there's some sexual harassment going on. Someone's being bullied by coworkers, just being made to feel very very much victimized. Like this is an invasion of privacy. Maybe someone's going through your desk, getting into your personal items. There's a lot going on at someone's place of work. If this is in your personal life, this is abuse. You know, someone is definitely taking advantage of you, dominating you, maybe even hitting you mentally and physically, or mentally and emotionally abusing you. The answer to that problem is to clear out the energy. Stop accepting that. You always, any day that you have above ground is a blessing, right? So you can always make a different choice when you have a new day. That's what a new day is. A new day is a new dawn. All of that is very true, but the power lies in us. So even in this economically precarious time, I don't want to say leave your job. Maybe you need to speak out, clear some space, go to human resources and file a complaint. Talk to someone, see if you can get transferred to another department where you know the people are kinder, where, and maybe you might have to take a slight cut in pay, but it will be worth it if you're not being abused. You know what I mean? Talk to someone that you know is not going to betray you, who can advise you, and see what your options are. Find out if you can stay right where you are, because a lot of times, if you have a really good job, you also have a home, a mortgage, family that's relying on you. So you don't just want to jump out there when so many people have been fired and laid off and companies are closing and things like that. So make a practical choice, or transmute, clear the space where you are. Transmute that energy, you know, when don't let things happen in the dark. Don't let anyone corner you where no one else can see and witness what's happening. Speak out, be vocal, stand up for yourself. Get a key. If you don't have a key to your desk, go to uh, maintenance, what is it? Maybe the manager of maintenance office. Find out if there's a key. They usually have keys to every desk, every closet, everything in within a company. Find out if there's a key to your desk and let them know, you know, someone's been going through your things. Don't give them all the details. Okay. Let them imagine the worst. Let them imagine whatever boogeyman can come up in their minds, because then they'll be more apt to help you. Okay. And get a key to your desk. And that's just it. Lock up your stuff. Take the power position. The Death of the Maiden card has the number 28 at the top. 2 plus 8 is 10. And then at the top of Two Little Witches, there's 30, which is 3. So there's 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 is the number for practicality. The practical, yeah. The practical is that you need to keep your job. So you need to take your power back. This is for whoever needs it. And that's in a relationship, that's in employment, whatever situation where people are overstepping boundaries, that's in families. Everyone that you're biologically related to is not going to be in your best interest. And sometimes you can't even have them in your life, even if you were to come into a windfall of money and then still help them. Steve Harvey was talking about that. I talk about him a lot because I admire him. You know, he is the combination of ambition and faith. And I relate to that. I love that. But he was saying how even though no one in his family believed in him when he first wanted, you know, struck out to become this entertainer, this comedian, this everything he's become, his family didn't believe in him. They thought he was crazy. They wanted him to do something practical. He already had twin daughters, you know what I mean? So, but now that he's so wealthy, he takes care of his entire family. You know what I mean? So do what you have to do to reestablish boundaries. Even if it's reestablishing, don't feel like it's going to look foolish. No, you look foolish right now if you're letting everybody walk all over your life, walk all over you. That's the foolish position. Take a deep breath. You don't have to go off like a maniac where you're getting escorted off the property. But if you're soft spoken, if you're very professional spoken, professional in your demeanor and the way you speak to people, stay in your lane. You don't have to come out of that, but you do have to speak in clear and unadulterated terms and let people know you will not treat me this way. You do not have my permission to do this. If there is something along the lines of work that you need to speak to me about that in a professional manner. Other than that, we don't need to conversate. We don't need to interact. Keep your toxicity to your lane and out of my space. Or I will be reporting you. I've already set down. No, don't even tell them. Just every time something happens, write them up, send it to HR. If you have a witness sign the bottom of your report. And the more it happens, and more people are saying, I'm a witness. Let everybody sign who witnessed that incident. And believe me, HR will take care of it. Okay, but you can't just be passive to bad treatment. See, this is where you are right now. You're in darkness, like you feel so hopeless. You're crying in the bathroom. You're stressed out. This is affecting your health. Whatever it is, it's not good for you. The stress is affecting your beauty. You look tired. You look older than you are. But guess what? There's always hope. There's always hope. Get back in your prayers. Make them consistent every day. Pray every day. It just keeps you in a positive energy and takes away fear. You will have so much courage. You'll be so much braver if you pray consistently. Okay? Pray like it depends on God. Work like it depends on you. And stay grateful. If you have to, make a list of why you working for this company is a good choice. Make a list of the positive changes you can make that will absolutely work. But when we are ungrateful, when all we can see is the negative, then we submit to that energy and we can't break out of it. The bad situation continues to be there, to be present, to have an effect on us. And if you just need to go, find a very good job. Research the environment. Research people that research reviews of past employees or current employees. Find out if anyone else knows anyone that works there in your particular field. Change jobs, especially if you have a lot of experience already. Or if you're an entrepreneur and your side hustle is already grown to the point that you can cover your main expenses like your main job has, it might just be time to step out there on your own. But you have to have a lot of faith to do that. You have to clear up the space to say, okay, but you're going to have to hustle to keep this going. You're really going to have to bust your butt. Okay. Lately, because I have children that are homeschooling, I get overwhelmed. I have 2 channels I'm growing. Like I research what I'm supposed to do to grow them because I want to monetize them. I want a certain number of subscribers. I want a certain number of views. That's why I keep pushing. If you watch my videos, please, even if you go back and press like, share, and subscribe my videos, please. I'm growing a creative business. Plus, I have my ebooks on Amazon, like I already mentioned, like I mentioned every video that I make. And now I'm going to be making at least one video per day, maybe more. This kind of thing I might start to do just because it's a positive message. But when you're in the spirit of ingratitude, and not because you're just deliberately ungrateful, no, just because someone has brought you down and you didn't know enough to set up a boundary against this person. Because a lot of times we open up our hearts and ourselves to people that are biologically related to us. And so we don't know we can defend ourselves against those people and they get in, you know? And they can be abusive, browbeating, just negative, just, not encouraging. It can happen in anything. So rebuild what you need for your life, the protection you need. Let it come from prayer and your efforts to love yourself and say, no, that doesn't get to come in. Even if you have to, I'm telling you, even if you have to make a list on what you are not going to accept, this is invasion, boundaries violated, dominance. Nobody should be dominating you. You have already been, Maya Angelou said her mother told her at 17 when she was moving out of the house with her son, she said, okay, remember this, you have already been raised. No one should be raising you. This is where we get fucked up. I'm trying not to curse because when I do monetize, I do want advertisers and they won't advertise if you have profanity. So I'm trying to get away from, but basically there's no relationship where someone should be abusing you, where someone should be bringing you down, making you feel as if they need to tell you to wash the dishes and you're grown, where they need to tell you to go look for a job and you're a grown man and you already have been doing that and you're stressed out because no one's called you back. Come on. So the best thing you can do before looking for a relationship, live on your own for a while, for like a while. Be happy on your own, enjoy your own space, your own flow. And then anyone that comes into your life, if their flow doesn't match your flow, they need to flow on. Okay? Because this is not acceptable. And God does not require that we faithfully stay with someone in this energy who would do something to us like this. You can always make another choice and you can always choose you. All right? So that's my message of encouragement based on what came up. That's what came up. And I hope that helps whoever needs it. Okay, so now I'm going to read some poetry. I'm going to make this a split screen, which I always do on my Facebook writers page when I read poetry there, or on my personal page that I'm also turning into a networking page like I use my writers page for. I just haven't had the time to add more people. So these poems it's not only about love like I did yesterday. There are two that are just about home. I mean, I'm a very traditional woman when it just comes to how I make a home for myself and my children. I don't like a lot of clutter, but I love cozy spaces. I love to make my children very comfortable. I like to be comfortable and peaceful. And so That's what this first poem is about. It's called Ordinary Things. Let's see if I can find the bar that, what is it called? Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry for the clicking, but I mean, I have to be able to scroll down as I read, and then, because all my poems that I'm reading right now are in one document for the purpose of this reading. Okay. Ordinary things. Every day of my life, I am surrounded by these ordinary things that I've placed in my home. Only quaint simplicity I've gathered them from, ensuring my comfort on gentle reply. And as I sit or clean till quietly done, excuse me, love envelops every task I choose to commit, without hesitant strife that burdens emit, rather willingly submitted and easily won. So in washing and wiping and gathering dust, there's a reverent spirit in this mundane work, a holy anointing, some lofty besmirch, a labor with honor, happy duties in such. After all dullness cleaned, a small house gleaming brightly, excuse me, I can rest from my ablutions, their limitless store. For with tomorrow will come more necessary chores, as the abundant living returns, and in it cleaning up rightly. So every turn in the hour brings new messes, upheaval, and my response to the clutter is this devotional sequel. I learned yesterday when I heard my video back after I read some poetry here that I really need to enunciate the ends of my words, because you guys can't really hear exactly what the word was if I don't do that. So I'm going to work on that. The next poem is called Living Tiny because, as most people know that are on any of my Facebook pages, I love tiny homes. I plan to live tiny and tiny and mobile, tiny and sedentary, not sedentary, but tiny and stationary. I do. I love tiny living. And so that's what one of my goals is. That's what I'm going to work towards once I have a lot more income coming in, okay? That covers more than just the basics and a little savings. So this is called Living Tiny. I love to live in a tiny space where all is quiet, this simple ease, with sunrise moments, a moonlit breeze keeps me in a state, my zenful haze. And everything is useful, compact, to sit upon and store away, to be cozy tight, all measures exact, looking out, looking out on vast scenes of nature's array. For the rest of my life, this way I will spend, accomplishing dreams, Black history remote, a single purpose for my soul's ascension I wrote, living without limits, no fear will I send, my tiny house hopes, my adventurous friend. Okay, so now the last two poems are about finding a soulmate, basically, or even finding the soulmate, like the best choice I could make in love. Okay, this one is not titled, it's just about that energy of knowing. Okay, and it goes like this. I can feel that love is out there, like a pulsing living thing. Somewhere in universe it's calling, not 'cause I'm frantically thirsting. I have a lover for that need, but that's not where I find love's seed. but I can feel my love is out there and he's on the look for me. You know, there's a saying that what you are seeking is also seeking you. I love that. I love that. I love the adventure, the adventurous flow of life. Okay. I'm learning to just let it flow. Some things you need to let flow out of your life. Some people you need to let flow out of your life. And some people and things you need to let flow in. Never get caught up. We have to heal from past pains and disappointments so that we can authentically embrace what we deserve that's coming toward us at all times. This is called finding, and this is about, I love the concept of past lives, reincarnation. When I was a little girl, I had a dream that it seemed like I was an Arab woman or a woman in India, something like that, but that I was a queen and my king had a harem. Isn't that a trip? Because these days men have harems. I mean, there's for so many reasons, um, but I was not seated in the same, or I didn't live in among the harem. I was kind of above that. Well, if I was the queen, I was, right? I was in a more elevated position. And my king basically valued my opinion when it came to how he served the people, because my main function and concern was for the people of the kingdom. And so I was very spiritual. I read a lot. I prayed a lot. I spent a lot of times giving charity, doing things for others. And he loved me for that. Okay. And that's all I remember. So I do believe in that, because when it comes to the concept of reincarnation, if you think about the soul, if we truly come from God, or we come from the great creative force and power or energy of the universe, that doesn't reproduce more souls. It flows in and out of itself. So when our physical body dies, because it's a finite entity, the infinite, which is our soul, goes back to the energy of the universe, right? And there's always a flowing in and out of that universe, of those souls. Some of the energy is soul energy, and some of the energy is just the creative energy of life. And so that which is soul energy flows in and out of new vessels, comes out of old vessels, goes back into, and it doesn't happen. It's not like every time your body dies, now you're going to come into another body. I don't think so. I think, it's just the flow. It depends on what your soul needs for growth. So if your soul is very evolved, most likely you don't need to come here very often anymore, unless just to be a light for others. That's just how I think about it. And so in this poem, I'm kind of dabbling into that concept of, I know my love. I knew my love, in the energy realm, in the soul realm, and now we're trying to find each other here. And this has happened before, are trying to find each other. It never seems easy. Some souls, right, can connect at very young ages and spend their lives together. And some souls have a more difficult journey. So let's see. Oh, and when I mentioned the past life that I remembered as a child, that king, that I was a queen with a king that had a harem, which is really player energy, that still could have been a karmic soulmate. A karmic soulmate means, see, karma has to do with an energy that you have become accustomed to. Like if you grow up with a father who cheats, you're accustomed to men who cheat. And if that's happened, if you've had that kind of father in past lifetimes, you've had partners like that, because it's karmic. It's something you're used to from the toxicity you grew up around. Okay. And then you find yourself in it. That does not mean that's your highest soulmate experience. No. So it could be, and it most likely is, that I was remembering my karmic soul connection. And I believe me, I've had some karmic, especially this last one was definitely a karmic soulmate. The connection between us was so strong, but the shenanigans were not new. Okay. So, but I'm looking for the highest vibration, the highest experience in love. So I'm not going to settle for what is karmic. So this is called finding. It seems as if I'm pining for someone I once knew long ago, some deep and stirring, enveloping, churning, satisfying force of conquered heat. A similarity as close as my own heart's rhythm. Where's the, I'm sorry, there it is. Okay. Heart's rhythm that I haven't felt in a while, not in this lifetime at least. How long ago has it been? How many journeys have I missed with you? How many chances have you wasted with me as you're turning away from this one? If only we were moved by a knowing, in a smile, in the familiar tilt of a head, the twinkle of mischief in eyes, when we're each faced with just one among so many beautiful somebodies we pass in a day. You make love to in a moment. I smile at in a passing. How will I know you? How will you know me when we stumble upon first sight, as we've done before, on a sidewalk, in a field, atop a sand dune, in a temple, at a celebration? Just a random little piece of stillness, almost insignificant, yet pushing us to open up and embrace something that needs exposure again into this realm from before when we could easily remember. Let me know how you like my poetry and my commentary in the comments, okay? Peace. Oh, I gotta go. I have to make it full screen so I can end it. Peace.